So while I wait for this to dry, because I just layered white paint on the canvas. This is my first time painting on stretch canvas actually, and I'm excited to to begin in this way. So the thing I want to discuss actually, like I just want us to have a quick conversation on how I usually feel. I mean, whenever I get asked or whenever I read through my comments on TikTok actually about my my um my heart. I honestly I won't say those comments. I will not pretend. I will not try to pretend as if those comments don't get to me. I mean they usually get to me, but the most important is me knowing how to handle it, to see myself through it, because it's very 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 disturbing when the reason why I don't even want to be the type that will have to explain myself or have to explain my heart, but I got a lot of things that most people get to question me, like they put out a comment whereby they want to know the stories behind the piece. They want to know what it means. I'm an abstract artist, and what I work on basically is abstract, art. And my inspiration is not linear. It is not one-sided. But I would say the primary inspiration that inspires my work comes from my um my early childhood, my upbringing, and all of that, my life, which also pushed me to the side where I am also much more fascinated about life, and I get to observe this life a lot. The more fascinating I see life, the more uh, I observe it. So when people get to ask me about the story behind each and every work, so I won't want to say, because I don't want to strip off the originality, the authenticity that you know connects to my work, because when you get to ask, because I don't want to be the type that will have to like explain, or now I will have to bring a false narrative about a particular piece, saying this piece tells a story like this. If you ask me about the story about my work, then that means you are asking about the story of my own life, because every piece primarily, like basically, comes from my life, my personal life. So, and if we are going to talk about that, it is not a comment thing. It's either I set a whole camera like this and I start to dialogue with you all about how my life is, but and at the same time, the reason why because there was a day I said I'm going to like set up a series where I'm going to speak about what inspires my heart. Yeah, I got inspiration as well through the observation of life, through my observation of life, through my self awareness on my own self and how I see the world. But the primary basic stories that connect every painting comes from my personal life, from what I went through as a kid, and if I'm going to, and if I'm going to describe that in one or in a particular sentence, I would say my childhood is fucking lonely, man. Fucking lonely, traumatic, full of sadness. You know, it's fucking tragic, and it plays a major role in my life today, and I'm still trying to figure out and trying to balance my life, you know. And I don't want my heart to be something whereby I just make it and I make the whole narrative based on me alone. So I also wanted to make a particular impact in humans' life, which I also use it in a way that it can be of a self-awareness. Because there have been people who also I just send them a DM after they ask me question and I find the question more reasonable, you know. I reflect on it, I send them a DM and we have a very good conversation. That is the kind of connection I'm looking for. That is the kind of energy, the kind of vibe, those who want to learn, those who want to know, those who want to understand, those who are curious about what the painting actually speak about and they want to know more. You know, not those who just want to pick a fight, like they just want to fight you. I understand there are people who are like that, and no matter how you try to explain, they won't still understand, or they may understand and not just want to accept it. And I don't want to put myself in a position whereby I have to explain myself, explain. No, I want us to be able to dialogue, to have a conversation, you know. Yeah, stay resilient.